Do not dwell in the past. See, I'm doing a new thing. These words from Isaiah have been very significant to me over the last 12 months. I've really had to grapple with them as I've been exploring the next step of my life, moving from here to Bristol to be near my daughters and their families, both in Bristol and South Wales. Last weekend was also very timely as we celebrated the 40th anniversary of moving into this building. So much history was shared and God's purpose for the church. I've got a lot of history and past in this church. My late husband and I started coming here in 1981, 43 years ago. A few weeks after we were married, neither of us local. I originated from Pembrokeshire, my husband from Somerset. We'd both come up here to teach, so we had no family up here. Incidentally, on one of our first visits to this church, unknown to us at the time, we were followed by our new next door neighbours who wondered where we went to on a Sunday morning. You may know them, Laurie and Alison. It was the beginning of a wonderful friendship which still exists today after 40 years. Ironically, Laurie and I ended up teaching together in the same school for 15 years and our classrooms were next door to each other. So in the real sense of the word, we were real neighbours. During those early years, we had a lot of fun, particularly with our new neighbours and friends which we had made in the church. But life doesn't always pan out as we expect it to. And over the next 15 years, we faced some extremely difficult and distressing times. Following the birth of our second daughter, I became very unwell over a period of months. This culminated in 2 major operations, the first of which I've been very fortunate to survive due to a gangrenous appendix. The church family here were amazing, with so much prayer, love, practical support, and so much more. Having a toddler and a very young baby and recovering from this was hard, but we were so blessed by everyone here. A few years later, David was diagnosed with cancer, resulting in 2 lots of chemotherapy as it returned a second time. Again, we were strengthened and cared for in so many ways here. So many of the Psalms were a real comfort to us. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. I will lift my eyes to the hills. He who watches over you will not, God will not let you stumble. Times like this in our lives are very difficult, but our lives and our times are in his hands. I trust in thee, O Lord. We sang this song last Sunday. These words are so very precious and real, then and now. A few years later, David became very ill again, and this resulted in him being put on a waiting list for a double lung transplant. One Sunday evening, he collapsed in front of me and I would go on to give him CPR, following instructions over the phone while waiting for the paramedics. Sadly, they were not able to resuscitate him, but even in the depths of distress and sorrow, God did not abandon me, and there were those who were to be with me soon after. It was wonderful how God had provided the right people at the right time. So you see, I have a lot of past and history here. So this decision to move from all that I have known and loved in this church has been incredibly hard. But these words have continued to dominate my thoughts. Do not dwell in the past. See, I am doing a new thing. I have been reading a book recently written by Anne Letizia, Dwell. In her first chapter, she focuses on the phrase, stop looking back, and writes how so often we can all get stuck in the past for whatever reason. She uses a wonderful quote, stop looking back at where you have been and concentrate on where you are going. And then just last Sunday, as Alan was sharing about the move from the old building to this one, he said something that really struck me. It is about having the courage to let go of the past. It is about being comfortable with the uncomfortable. There have been many obstacles and uncomfortable moments during this house selling process, but doors have continued to be opened and I've had to persevere to its completion, which I hope will be in a few weeks. The last bit of these words from Isaiah, see, I am doing a new thing. I'm learning during this process that it is about courage to change and to be open to new things and new ways of doing things, and allowing God to work in unexpected ways in our lives. I'm looking forward to seeing the new possibilities of serving in a new church, but also spending time with my 4 precious grandchildren. Thank you for your love, care and friendship over so many years and in recent months. I will miss you all, but I'm sure I'll be back lots. May the Lord bless you and keep you.